Hello, my name is Jordan Nagel. I'm the graduate assistant coach for Northeastern State men's basketball team. This is my summative evaluation. I'm going to try to relate these domains as much as I can to what I'm doing now in my job. Dimension 1 is preparation. I put myself as a 4 in this, highly effective. My job as an assistant is to have the gym swept, the gym basically prepared for practice, games, etc. I've got towels out, anything we need for use of practice I've got done and prepared, ready to go. Dimension 2 is discipline. I put myself at a 3 in this category. Players are engaged and clear about expectations before practice. Early in the season, so that way we don't have to constantly remind them as a coaching staff. I monitor body language as an assistant coach. If somebody's not acting right, if somebody, I can tell is frustrated, it's my job to kind of go over to them and talk to them. Dimension 3 is building wide climate responsibilities. I put myself at a 3 in this as well. I try to follow procedures and practices and guidelines set by the school and the state and the district and federal laws. For example, the weight room, someone always has to be there with our players, monitoring them in the weight room. I can't just open it for them and let them lift by themselves and leave. So someone always has to be there for them. It's a liability issue, and that's obviously a law set by the school district. Domain 4, lesson plans. Put myself at a 3 to 4 in this category. Practice schedules are our lesson plans as a coach. Our practice schedules are very organized. They're very in-depth. We try to stay on task with these. We have a time limit for each drill, and we try to transition from drill to drill as quickly as possible so we can get as much done in a short amount of time. Domain 5, assessment practices. I list myself as a 3 or effective in this. I'm always as an assistant encouraging progress in player behavior, work ethic, things like that. It's my job to be the positive guy as an assistant, and I'm always, trying to get the guys to succeed. Domain 6, student relations. Like I just said before, positive view of learning, positive nonverbal communication. Like I said, as an assistant, it's my job to kind of be the positive guy, let the head coach maybe be, on them, and when the guys come to the sidelines, it's kind of my job to kind of talk them through it, maybe say, hey, this is what coach is trying to do, stuff like that. My job, like I said, is to stay positive. Domain 7 is literacy. This doesn't really apply to my job at this time. I couldn't find any relation. Domain 8, common core standards, also doesn't really apply. We don't really have core standards set for my job. Domain 9 involves all learners. I put myself as an effective in this. I use questioning and wait for a player's response. Player comes to the sidelines. I'll say, what were you thinking there? What were you doing in that situation? Why did you, pass the ball there instead of shoot it? Things like that. Domain 10 and 11 explains content and explains directions. I consider myself at a 3 in this as effective. We as a coaching staff use handouts and different things to try to get our point across. We'll print off stuff from professional coaches or legendary coaches, quotes, different things like that to try to get our point across, to try to show our players we're not the only ones that think this way. Domain 12, models. I consider myself a 4 in this, highly effective as a coaching staff. We have things called walkthroughs. The day before a game and the day of a game, we walk through our opponent's plays and our opponent's personnel. So we go. So our players aren't confused and they know what's going on. They know what's coming during a game. If they see a particular play, they're going to know how to guard it. Domain 13, monitors. I consider myself effective or highly effective in this. As I said before, as an assistant coach, my job is the positive guy. I'm supposed to, keep the guys upbeat. Well, I'm moving around the gym as much as possible. I'm moving around the gym, talking to guys that come to the sidelines. I'm making sure everyone's on task, making sure everyone understands what they're doing. And if anyone has a question, I'll be there for them and try to explain as best I can. Domain 14, adjust upon monitoring. If our practice schedules, if we see something that our guys really need to work on, and we have in the practice schedule it's for a 10-minute drill, and they need more work on it, we'll extend it for 5-10 more minutes until we get done what we want. Vice versa, if they're doing a great job and we have an 8-minute drill up on the board and they're flying through the drill and they're really understanding and grasping it, we may cut it to 4 minutes and go to the next drill. Domain 15, establish closure. I consider myself effective at this. It's not really me personally, but us as a coaching staff, we bring everybody together at the middle of the court at the end of the practice, and we talk about the day. We talk about what we need to work on, how the day went, how practice went. Domain 16, I would consider myself a 2 in this. Need improvement. It's hard to relate in coaching at the college level, but we try to modify this as much as possible. I'm going to try to modify it like if a player's injured or player's has asthma, stuff like that, we try to get him as much rest as possible. Domain 17, I consider myself effective, which is uses professional growth as continues improvement strategy. At the college level, we don't really have required hours of professional development, but I'm always trying to read books on legendary coaches, read articles, things like that. As much as possible, just try to learn from the legends of the game. Domain 18 exhibits behaviors and efficiencies associated with professionalism. Consider myself highly effective at this. I'm always on time, always dressed right. Try to be professional on and off the job. As a coach, you're never really off the job. On and off the court, someone's always watching your behavior, so you really have to be a professional at all times. Domain 19, interpersonal skills. I consider myself effective at this as well. It's hard to relate in my job, but however, as a coaching staff, we're always constantly meeting together in the office, talking about things, what we can do as a team, what we can do as a staff to grow. Domain 20, leadership. I consider myself highly effective or superior in this. As a coach, you have to be a great leader. If you aren't a great leader, your team will fail. The team's going to follow their leader, and the leader is their coach. As a coach, you got to be positive. You got to be challenging as well, and it's a hard mix, but you have to do it. I'm Jordan Nagel, and that is my summative evaluation. I appreciate it, and thanks for watching.